Alrighty. Why is the camera fuzzy? It's because you take a month off and you don't do this. You come back and your shit's weird, you know? Hey, there we go. Alright. It is cold in Nashville. I'll mute my phone. Cool. So I'm just remembering how I got this shit set up because I had to take like a month off and do some bunch of personal shit, you could say. And amazingly, this guitar is still like perfectly in tune. Cool. All right, let's go back here. So for some reason, I might actually, here's what we're gonna do. We are just gonna look at the practice list that has not been looked at in a month. Always seems to happen in like December, you know? So let's see what we're doing. Let me put this down here. Okay. There we go. All right, so let me make sure I'm showing you guys the right thing. Yep, right on. All right, so here we are. We're back. So if you remember last time we did this, I decided that I wasn't getting around to everything on my practice list that I wanted to. And we broke this up into sections. We always had sections, but we had to actually break the sections up too, right? So the point is that when we do, our standard chord progression of the day and key of the day, and modulate through half steps, you know, from B, we'll do C tomorrow, you know, D or C sharp the next day, then D, stuff like that, and change the chord progression every time. And then just do one from each of the primary headers right here. So like today, and I don't have a bunch of time today, I just wanted to, it took me like half an hour to remember how to plug this shit in and be here. So time's already going away, but nonetheless, today we'll do the spread triads. Okay. And check that off basically. And then for example, tomorrow when I come back and we spend more time on this, then we'll go to the small jazz chords and extensions, and number one out of here from the legato, do the burst picking, for example, right there on the upward slant, and then work on some pentatonic riffs and some improv. Okay, and then what I'll do is, the following day after that, we'd go back in here. It's only got two, so we'd be back to the spread triad, say on Friday. And then we'd be on number two here for the legato, that exercise, and then we would do downward slant and the 6-note per string, for example, and then move to the next improv section here. All this other stuff down here is notes I have about like some epiphanies that I had, and you know what? It would be kind of fun to see. I don't know if let me. I had a note. Oh, here it is. See, these are guitar epiphanies I had at the end of 2024. So, make sure you guys can see that. Yeah. So, these are some notes I made and then some things I tried to practice. I think these were a little bit ahead of even where I got this year. And, point is on these ones, I haven't even looked at these notes, so let's see. So the trick to speedy improvised lead is, these are thoughts I was having, is even note groupings that combine 1, 2, and 3 note per string patterns over string groups with incorporated arpeggios within the same string grouping of that moment or idea. Of course, odd note groupings can be too. So I think the point on that is, for example, today we're in B minor, so let's put everything in B minor. In other words, I think what I'm saying there is, yeah, a one note per string idea on string groups. So imagine the string group is just these two strings. There. So one note would be as an idea, right? So I was just playing one note at a time. If I played two note per string, it'd be like this. Let me fix that. All right, and then three note per string would be your standard. All right, and there would also be like little arpeggios in there, so you could do things like this. Just kind of checking the tuning on this guitar, and then so these are my ideas of grouping over two strings, grouping over three strings. You know, we're gonna take more look at this, but if you guys are interested or have any questions about this particular stuff, take a screenshot. I just kind of wanted to look at it and see. So it would be beneficial to practice thinking at least one string group ahead as well, then one string group ahead with a different permutation. So in other words, what I've written there is, if I'm only going to be playing in this string grouping here, say I'm here, start thinking in a different area. Of course, you can burn through this stuff, but I think the exercise the thing I want to get good at in 2026 is the ability to think and know every. Not that I don't already, but even when it gets fast, don't just play muscle memory stuff. Even though it's going to be there, I'll be honest, it's going to be there. But what this is really aimed at is not speed or technique. It's aimed at intention, if that makes sense. But instead of trying to think of everything at once, or only the thing you're on, it's little ideas for ways to think in handfuls and to move around the neck or the musical canvas, however you want to think about that. So so this says this works on one string too. It's just small permutation plus small permutation. It seems helpful to subdivide thinking into small groups of like Rubik's cubicle riff thoughts. I love looking at notes I make like this. So across 6 strings, there are new pattern groupings like, because of what I'm doing is I'm creating even note groupings. So even though you see this is 3 plus 2 plus 3, for example, what that's saying is that we'd go. So 3, 2, 3. For example, that could also be backwards. It could be like this. This is hard. And then you end with your standard little bluesy shit, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's cool." So. That way there's like, um, musically, even note groupings are beneficial, at least when you're thinking and improvising, because of how they turn around, and it just kind of makes things simpler. We can get into, look at what I put. I already put it. See, there's the odd note groupings down below. So, but the point right there, imagine 3 plus 2 plus 3. And we're going to get to playing these chords here in a second, which is really what I want to do today. But we're planning out 2026 right now with the epiphanies from the end of 2024. See, things just take time. Let's see. So 3 plus 2 plus 3. There you go. So 3 plus 2 plus 3. So that is 8 notes, right? So 1 E and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, and then the other ideas are 6 plus 2 plus 6. So whatever, but that's. Is that what I'm getting after there? 6 plus 2 plus 6. Oh, 6 plus 2 plus 6. 6 plus 2 plus 6. Okay. So it'd be like, let's keep in the same position here. So 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. That doesn't make sense. That's 14 notes. 6 plus 2 plus 6 is an even number. Oh, but you got to get through all of it. So anyway, what's that? Let's just do it anyway. Who cares what the numbers are? So it'd be like this. What I wrote there is 6 2 6 6 2 6. So 6 notes on a string, 2, 6 notes on a string, 2, 6 notes on a string, 2, and so that'd be something like this. And see, it landed because it was even note groupings. Where did that even land? I don't know. So let's see. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's just 6 and 2. That's just 6 and 2. That's easy. That's because it's 8. I think what I wrote there is a little confusing to me. That's fine. No biggie. So 12, 14, 28. Yeah. And then odd noping. That's how you consolidate your thinking there. Odd note groupings, such as 5 plus 2 plus 5. So those would be, because they're odd note groupings, that's not odd note grouping though. Because that's 12. 5 plus 2 plus 5 is 12. I promise I didn't smoke weed this morning. But I'm also looking back at these notes like to try to see what I was thinking ahead about, so that we can start implementing it. So 5 plus 2 plus 5. What am I going after on that? I'm sorry to bore you guys if this is boring, but 5 plus 2 plus 5. So that'd be, that's 5. So if we stick in the same area here. There you go. See, I kind of changed it up, but that's the thing, is as long as you're staying harmonically in the space that you want to be in, then you can just apply this objective math stuff to create variations. And of course, the next step is going to be, if it's not obvious, the next step would be to when I think ahead to the next area I want to go on the guitar, that maybe I'm thinking of a different grouping, right? But for now, I just need to practice. It looks like I'm going to use these back in the primary to practice list just as they are, but it'd be interesting to switch between them. And then once you get thinking that way, what I've always found is the more that I do the little mathematical things, actually, that the more free it becomes. So while it's limited in its parameters, it's building a muscle that allows me to do things better on the fly, which is the goal. So let me know if you guys think of stuff like this, or if you practice stuff like this. And I don't really see anything really out there about like high level improvisation when it comes to guitar. Maybe I should watch some channels of, saxophone players or something, because I'm sure they talk about it. Of course, they don't have string groupings. So 5. I actually like 5 on 1 string. See? I'll keep kind of ending it that way so it's obvious what's going on. Okay, let's get out of this. I want to just play some chords and play some pretty shit today, because that's what I feel like doing. And it's my show. So let's go. So all we're going to do is we're going to turn on some cool reverb, and we're going to practice spread triads. Like it says right here, I'm not doing the 7ths part of the chord yet. I might here and there, just because I've kind of been practicing those, even though it's not on the list. I like to run my practice list very specifically, and then when I'm chill out and relaxing and stuff, I just oftentimes in doing that I expand on things. So anyhow, I might accidentally do it here and there, but for now, if you remember, the spread triads concept is that says 1 3 5 because those are the notes that are being played, but the way you really want to think about it is 1 5 3. Like for example, in this B minor chord, 1 5. Ooh, we need some cleaner on that, huh? So as opposed to having your everything so clustered, like for example on a B minor triad, it's like this. There's nothing wrong with that sound. It's very muddy, which can be cool because it's so dark sounding. But if you do it this way, there's some more space in the low end, because I basically took the middle note. This is the real trick that happens, is you take the middle note of a triad, which is this guy, and you move a D, and instead of being there, you move it up an octave. So instead of here, in the middle of this stuff, it goes up in octaves. So it goes, instead of, and it sounds like this. So here's the muddy version, which is useful, of course, but muddy version, and then the cleaner version. So let's turn on some reverb and play some pretty shit. Let's see. Oh, and the chord progression is going to be, let's put it on the scalar. just to see if I got all my little parameters working here too, so we can get back to being cool. Let's see. Let me show you the whole entire scalar thing. There we go. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna just put in B minor. I'm only doing this so you guys can see it on the screen, by the way. So B minor chord. That. Here's this. So the one chord. There's that. And then what's it say? One dominant. Is that the next one on the chord progression, I believe? Yeah, one dominant and then 4 minor. So we'll put this guy in here again. And we'll change it to a dominant chord. Just let me put in a dominant chord. I just want to search for it. Oh, right there, B7. I think we can leave these as 1 bar for this today. And then the 4 chord. So let's get out of this shit. Remind me, how do we get out of this? Okay. Okay, I'm good. We don't have to edit this chord anymore. So, get out of my way. Oh, there we go. And then the 4 chord in B minor. It's actually, I'm gonna go here. There, that's what we'll do. Like that. And go over here. Change this to loop right here. And boom goes the dynamite. Let's just put this right here. Yeah. There you go. And just zoom this in so that you can see what I'm doing. Like that. Hey Layla, what's up, girl? Little partner, she's still here. She ain't going anywhere. All right, so so then what we're gonna do is, as I practice these, I'm gonna be working string sets today, and we're not tuning this guitar. I probably should. Why don't we double check it? Can't just dive into this and have it sound like complete ass. So. We've also had lots and lots of cold weather. I mean, actually, it was like 70 degrees on Christmas, but now I woke up today, it's 25. So, and this guitar has been sitting. Okay, so you can tell everything's a little flat. Talked about is cool so far. I haven't done much playing. Like I said, I just want to turn this thing on and make sure I knew how to do it so we can start being more consistent and not wait for New Year's to do that, right? Do it today. All right, so turn on some cool reverb. that sounds pretty enough. Well, then let's do it this way. And here we go. Put this go back here. All right. So, for example. Cool. So I did that okay for not doing that in a while. I just like how that sounds anyway. I'm gonna adjust some of that reverb because it's like too much. Okay, better. All right, and now we're gonna do that. So I was in the middle string set there with root on the A string. I'm gonna go to the lower set. I actually like how they sound on the lowers. I am drinking some coffee today. All right, so root on the low E string. In this case, in B minor, it's going to be an F sharp down there. So it's whatever you want to call that, second inversion. Don't worry about any of that though. Turn this up in my headphones. There you go. time for this. So on these ones, I have to think about it actually. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Cool. And then in a second, we'll do this more musically where I use the spread triads to improvise some stuff. So let's just go through the chords again up top. We'll do this higher string set. Typically, these are 4-string. Maybe I can just say something about this real quick. Without being too music theory about shit, one way to think about all this is really just skipping a string in your guitar chords. That's kind of it. So like when you play a big B minor chord, actually let's go to E minor here because this. When you do this, that's fine. But put some space in there, like take a note out, you know? So on the B minor, it'd be. So I'm just basically just taking my pinky off. There's a bunch of, there's a bunch of harmony shit you can talk about that, but, for example, here, let's get back to B minor here. So ready? So like this. Nothing wrong with that, but this is better. A little cleaner. Then, and you could, so the reason I brought that up is, they're on 4-string sets because it's, even though I'm playing just 3 notes, I'm skipping one, you know? So it takes 4 strings to do it. But you can also spread them out more. Like, let's see what happens if, let's wait for the B minor to come back around and play it like this. I mean, that's the same though, actually, as the... Yeah, because that was our... All right. Anyway, just to explain that real quick. I think I did a good job of that. So the higher string set now, and B minor. We can start with this. Let's do that again because we can do it a little different. So. That's fine. There's a 7. The reason I played the 7th, I played an A note on that B minor chord, was I was really just thinking again about the where I am on the guitar. It really had nothing to do with trying to be theoretical. Yeah, because there weren't really any other options there, and that's okay. So let me see. So. Yeah, even here, there's not really any other options to get like the. I guess I could play. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so watch. B minor, B. There we go. If you notice, we're doing voice leading, which really just means notes that are close together. Don't get confused. Like right here. Let's do that again. You'll hear that resolve. It sounds nice. That's voice leading if you don't know. Let's do that one again. I was thinking about something I want to show you guys in a second. Cool. So I'm gonna pull up something real quick on YouTube and show you guys, um, because I want to show you that while we're practicing this kind of stuff, what actually it means in my improv. And there was a there is an ambient electronic artist in Nashville by the name of Digifus. His name's Devin, cool guy. Makes very dark, badass shit. And he asked me to play some guitar with him at a show. And the solo I played was improvised. And you'll note, I noticed as I was practicing that and showing you guys this just now, this kind of stuff. Point is, get carried away there. Let's see if I can fix this. You guys are going to see my my stream stuff here. I think. Oh, that's not right. That's Reaper. All right. Cool. So you're seeing this. Let's see if we can open a new tab in this. Oops, that's some work stuff right there. We don't need that right now. Let me just get a new Brave window. Where are we? Oh, let me get out of this. Be over here and go to Brave. Oh, I see what's going on with my computer. 1 second. One second. Let me change this. See, I don't know what happens on in OBS, but there we go. Okay, but it will like forget where the video sources are, but that window was closed, so it actually kind of makes sense. So let's see. I think he spells it Digifus and Chuck Hill, something like that. Let me find that video. Let's see. That's not how he spells it. Let's see if we can find it like this. Of course, it's just pulling up all this shit. I don't think I have it in my... 1 second, let me use my phone. I was not prepared to show this to you guys, so sorry, 1 second. I don't mean to be so slow. Oh, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Let's see if you guys can see that. Sweet. Why is it muted? Digifus. Oh, okay. Let's just do that. It's spelled Digifus. Says that the audio is coming in, so that's good. I just want to make sure that I can hear it because I cannot. There we go. There we go. All right, so the point here is to check out how I played and what this solo sounds like. Because what you'll hear is, instead of just like shreddy stuff, it's almost like a chord solo, and you can hear voice leading, and it incorporates this stuff that we're talking about. And it's part of why this kind of thinking is what led me to want to do, to work on some of these things. So anyway, I'm going to mute my mic so you don't hear my air conditioner when we listen to this. So you hear what I mean at the end there? Let's check that out again. It's this little section here. Let's just listen to that whole thing for fun, and then I'm going to get off here. Sweet. Well, that was fun. I'm happy to be back at it. I cannot commit to doing this every single day. I would love to. I practice every day, but I can't commit to this every day, unfortunately. So I can promise 2 days a week of live stream guitar practice for sure. I'll try to make it 3. I'll try to make it 10. But yeah, so you know, I have to kind of set this up every day. Maybe I can show you real quick. So every day I gotta plug in this microphone. The guitar is going through the Katana over there, wireless, and then into USB here, into the computer. OBS hosting us right here. And then this camera has to go, sits on this little table, and it just takes up space, and you know, I just don't leave this shit out all day, and so I gotta set it up every time. But I gotta go over there and do some work now, so let me put this back here. The point is, I just don't leave this stuff out. I could, but I don't, and so that's why it makes it hard to do it all the time, even though I practice all the time. But thanks for watching. You guys got questions? Happy New Year. Figured I'd start it a day early.